Stop overthinking. That's what's wrecking your performance. Hi, this is a pretty quick video to introduce you to something that's of extreme importance and known to very few people. Overthinking can be killing you. We've talked about overwhelm already this week. We'll do a little bit more, but this contributes specifically. Overthinking is your enemy. Every competitive athlete learns this, by the way, the hard way. Every competitive athlete learns that when they start to think about their performance goes straight down into the ground. It only works when you sideline, and they learn this, when you sideline your thinking, sideline the rational mind, turn off that cerebral cortex, and allow your body to do what it knows how to do. That's how competitive athletes get an edge. They get into the zone. The zone is always out of the head and in the body. That's what being in the zone is. And every martial artist knows this. I spent years, my entire life pretty much in martial arts, and it's inevitable. The moment you start to think, if you're sparring with somebody, if you start to think about what you should be doing next, what's going to happen? Bang, you're going to get hit. That's inevitable. So, curious thing about athletics, by the way, there is no neurological way, apparently, that high performance athletics like martial arts, figure skating, things that move with extreme speed, there is no way that those movements are controlled by your brain sending a nerve impulse. Something else is going on here that we haven't quite figured out. But the human body is capable of extraordinary performance physically. But this isn't physically. I'm not merely talking about the physical world here. We're talking about things that apply immediately to things like your business, your career, your life in general. Okay, so the samurai in Japan were very aware of this and how it affected performance. And they knew because poor performance for them did not mean you lost the game. It meant you got killed. So they had to know how to do this, and they were expert at getting out of their heads and into their bodies and being able to feel what was going on around them without having to think about it all the time. So overthinking depletes energy. This is one of the fundamental truths of Oriental medicine, for example. Our primary energy sink is mental. So when you're overwhelmed, when that to-do list is crashing in on you, when you feel you're out of time, out of energy and all that, you are depleting energy hand over fist. And part of becoming a resilient human being, which is what we talk about here on this channel, is to stop that energy sink, plug it up so that you have much, much more energy to play with and you're a much happier, higher functioning person. So how does this help? Well, when you shut down the rational mind, something curious happens. First of all, it opens up intuition. Intuition. Now, think of, maybe you've tried to sit down to write something at some point. Maybe you tried to write, whether it was a book, it was an article, it was just a report at work, it was, anything at all. And you sit down and nothing comes and you feel just blocked and you're trying to think it through. You're mentally trying to force it. You're trying to force words and concepts out of your brain onto the page, and it isn't working, and it never does. And yet later on, or some other time, you can be sitting back, relaxing, thinking about nothing in particular, and a whole bunch of great ideas will just rush into your consciousness that would have you finish it just like that and brilliantly. Okay, so shutting down the rational mind opens up the intuition to an incredible degree. And this is why, by the way, many of mankind's greatest inventions have come about when the inventor was doing something deeply relaxing, like just falling asleep or just waking up, or maybe they were in the shower or something like that, doing nothing really, thinking about nothing in particular, but allowing these ideas to come. So that's absolutely critical. The other thing is, when you are out of your head into your body, you're not simply saving massive amounts of energy, which is good enough by itself. You're also less reactive. You're far less reactive to your environment. Why is that? Well, it's because when you're in your body, you become self-referential in a good sense. So your reference point is yourself and not external events. External events lose the ability to control you. And what that means is, yes, you become less reactive, which means you make better decisions, more deliberate decisions, and you're not easily controlled by the flux of the environment. So that already is a great thing. So all of this has to do with getting out of your head and into your body. Now that's something we focus on in huge detail. We have courses on that. My favorite modality for doing that is Chinese Qigong and Tai Chi. Also, you can use things like yoga, for example, and there are many other disciplines that will help get you into your body. And we in the West, we live in our heads. We tend to live in our heads. We view the body implicitly as a transportation system for the brain. But this is a very erroneous, very self-destructive way of living. So once you get into your body, you begin to feel so much better. So even things like, elementary mindfulness meditations can help. You may think of mindfulness meditation as, unproductive, but guess what? It really isn't. Anything that helps relax you into your body is really going to help. So give it a try. And don't forget to go to the link below. In addition to liking and subscribing, which will hugely help us, you can also pick up for free your resilience special report. A special report on human resilience, and it is yours for the taking in the link in the description below. That's it for now. We'll see you soon.